Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. How are Democrats supposed to unite the country if they can't even unite themselves? Things just went from bad to worse. Democrats across the country are being censured, and of course at the top of the list is Governor Andrew Cuomo. When I say things just went from bad to worse, I mean it. And Andrew Cuomo is so beyond finished it's not even funny. We've already essentially declared, it's not exactly a hard declaration to make, that his political career is over, but the mobilization of people just going after him in New York is expanding, potentially even exponentially. It went from a couple Republicans on Twitter going after him, us on these videos and other independent commentators, to Miss Dean, to Democrat and New York Republicans, and now New York officials and lawmakers excoriating the man in public for everyone to see, for all New Yorkers to see, broadcasted straight to their homes. Governor Cuomo used to have control of the narrative. He was the man on TV, setting the narrative, setting the stage, making himself look like a hero, but he went very quickly from hero to zero, and no longer is it Andrew Cuomo being broadcasted, but rather people literally trying to impeach him. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean, and then let's just get into Democrat leadership and Democrat infighting and lack of unity. Democrats getting censured. We got a lot to get into. Before we do, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible, and with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so this just happened in New York, and let me show you guys the best parts. Here are the highlights of New York officials railing against the failed governor. Check this out.
I know sometimes this issue is starting to get framed as some sort of political witch hunt because that's what the governor wants. But we can't lose focus. This is about getting justice for our families here in New York who are grieving their loved ones, who deserve answers, and who deserve to know why it is that their loved ones were moved without their consent, why some of them were given near lethal cocktails as supposed medicine and didn't necessarily receive the appropriate medical care that we expect to receive. We need to get to the bottom of this. And I'm here as the chair of the Labor Committee because I continuously hear the governor blaming the workers at the nursing homes who weren't provided the proper PPE, who weren't provided proper guidance, who didn't get any special training, who didn't get any heads up that they were going to be getting new patients to take care of, where there wasn't an appropriate staffing to patient ratio, all of the things that could have been done to make the situation easier. There's a lot of reckoning that's going to take place here in New York.
We had no idea there was a March 25th order to put over 9,000 COVID-positive patients into nursing homes. I wish we had known that. And for 46 days, that mandate was in place until it was reversed and scrubbed off the health department website. And a lot of news agencies, news companies think that this is breaking news. We have been shouting from the rooftops for 10 months. 10 months. And I have yet to hear this governor say in front of a microphone, I am sorry for your loss. That would have been a good start. This is not about politics. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And that's why we're here today. The governor has blamed everyone. Everyone except the man that signed the mandate. Everyone except the man that has been covering up the numbers. He's blamed God. He's blamed Mother Nature. He's blamed Fox News. He's blamed the New York Post. He's blamed the nursing home workers.
And it's pretty much official, folks. When it gets to that level of condemnation, when it's out in the open, it's people working within the same government as you just going after you. Is there any hope for redemption? I really don't think so. And the fact that it's bipartisan makes it so much harder. Not to mention, Governor Cuomo is the governor of New York, not Manhattan. And that's a very, very clear distinction to make. And his total lack of remorse and ability to just fess up and say something positive, to take responsibility, is really, I think, what's doing him in here. How many times have we literally heard the man say, it wasn't me, it wasn't my policy that told healthcare officials to do as I say and put the elderly, the sick elderly, who had been diagnosed from the hospital into the nursing home. It was the healthcare officials who came into the door with the coof and infected everybody. He literally said that on multiple occasions. It's honestly disgusting. And speaking of disgusting and speaking of being censured and called out by his own people, remember a couple of videos ago we were talking about one of his staffers who had claimed that he had harassed her in a certain manner, which we literally literally cannot mention on this platform, but you guys know what I mean. And we also covered the story pretty extensively a couple months ago. I had a feeling this was going to make a comeback. You can't just get away with that. In the era of Me Too, things like that don't exactly just disappear no matter how much the media tries to hide them. Eventually, it's going to resurface, especially when Governor Cuomo, or at least defending and protecting Governor Cuomo, is no longer politically expedient. We are headed in the direction of throwing him under the bus politically across the board. Joe Biden still refuses to do so. The Biden administration refusing to condemn him. The media, a little bit, but not entirely. And slowly, each and every single day, people start actually telling the truth more. And that's where this next scandal is going to start blowing up. Check this out. Former staffer accuses Governor Cuomo of expletive word we cannot use, harassment. Former aide accused New York Governor Cuomo of unwanted word we cannot use advances in a blog post published Wednesday. Lindsey Boylan, the former deputy secretary for economic development and special advisor to Cuomo. So it's not just a no one. It's literally a Democrat who had an advisory role within his cabinet, so to speak. Someone who worked directly with him said that Cuomo repeatedly touched her, attempted to kiss her, invited her to play strip poker, and overtly objectified her, documenting her experiences with screenshots of emails and texts in the Medium post. You guys can check them out yourselves. We're not going to go that deep, but go ahead to the Medium post and you'll see them. Boylan alleges that Cuomo's top female staff members normalized the governor's conduct. In 2018, she says she began to speak up after Cuomo allegedly kissed her without consent, but her superiors reprimanded her. Interesting. The Democrat Party being the party of Me Too. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too, now can ya? It's funny how all of this terrible stuff of toxic white males in position of power, abusing said power, and creating these hedonistic environments, misogynistic environments, all happen to be under the Democrat wing and in liberal Hollywood. Very rarely do we see this happening in conservative circles. I have a feeling the culture has something to do with it. One is a culture that normalizes the objectification of women, as we've seen through their music in liberal Hollywood. I mean, Cardi B is pretty much a saint in their group, where the other side, the side that we're on, normalizes traditional family values, respecting women, and boundaries, responsibility, and personal responsibility and accountability. A very key distinction that I think has something to do with this. Yet we continue to get lectured by them about how oppressive and misogynistic we are. Give me a break. And so Cuomo has some more issues lined up on him. I mean, talk about problem after problem being stacked up like a stack of raccoons weighing down, with Cuomo being the first raccoon at the bottom, dealing with that surmounting pressure as the stacks keep piling on. And speaking of stacking on and things being confirmed, there's now more than 13,000 confirmed and presumed positive COOF deaths of nursing home residents since March 1st, 2020. 13,000. Governor Cuomo has to deal with that, and now he's got to deal with this. And on top of that, it gets worse. The entire time all of this was happening, the Medium Post is also suggesting that he may have been cheating on his wife the entire time with one of his colleagues. That, my friends, is Andrew Cuomo, the hero that New York doesn't deserve, the hero that America needs to run for president in replacement of Joe Biden to take on the Orange Dwarf man who's a serial abuser of women, a misogynist. Come on. Everything they attacked Trump for, their candidate, their hero that they gave an Emmy, was more guilty of. Their current president, as we all know, is more guilty of. And this brings me back to Tara Reid. Where was the coverage? Where is the outrage? This allegation against Governor Cuomo was put into the news cycle months ago. She came out as a very credible, as the Democrats like to use the word, survivor, and nobody gave her the time of day. Tara Reid came out the exact same thing with a very credible, in fact, backed up story from the 1990s around Joe Biden when she worked in Joe Biden's office, and we haven't heard a word. But I pretty much guarantee you, after they use the 25th Amendment to get rid of Joe Biden, then we'll probably start hearing about Tara Reid. I mean, isn't that how it works? Isn't that the Democrat modus operandi? Yes, my friends, it is. And speaking of Joe Biden getting slammed, speaking of them actually being honest and holding their own accountable, yesterday we made a video about Joe Biden reopening the, quote, detention camps. It was kids in cages with Donald Trump, but this time they're just detention camps, folks. They're holding facilities. Concentration camps for Trump, holding facilities for Joe Biden. And we went after Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who had failed to say anything for a couple of days since the announcement. A couple hours after we posted the video, though, she did in fact call him out, so we'll clarify that in this video. First migrant facility for children opens under Biden. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweets, "This is not okay, never has been okay, never will be okay, no matter the administration or party." And so, okay, we get it. She finally came out and said something. Hats off to her. But I'd say, again, another double standard. With Joe Biden, it's not okay. They're doing the wrong thing, which is an okay opinion to have if that's the opinion you want to have. But like I just stated with Donald Trump, it was genocide. It was 1946 1940s Germany all over again. Donald Trump's literally Hitler of their concentration camps. Photo op, photo op, photo op. So of course I create a little clarification for my video yesterday, but this doesn't fix anything now, does it? Not exactly morally or ethically consistent whatsoever. And so I guess the moral of the story is, if you're an old creepy dude who wants to do bad things and get away with it, then become a Democrat. Just put a D next to your name, put your pronouns in your bio on Twitter, and you'll get through anything unscathed. A little bit of a joke, but you guys get exactly what I mean. Now that's the video that I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. Growth is down 99%. The only way that we can grow is by sharing the videos, so I appreciate all you guys who do that. I gotta get back to work though. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.